Here it is, the day before the Super Bowl, right? And what would Tom Brady be doing right now? Tom Brady is watching film. Right now, Tom Brady is sitting up and he's watching film. He's going over tendencies, he's going over offensive plays, he's going over defensive plays. He's watching the defense mostly. And he's watching their offense. A lot of you believe he's watching Patrick Mahomes, which is totally nuts. He's the quarterback. His job is to put points on the board. His job isn't to stop Patrick Mahomes. His job to help the defense is to put points on the board and to use the clock in doing so. To beat the Chiefs, you have to beat them with time of possession. TOP is how you beat them. An offense that explosive needs to be on the sidelines. This is how Tom was able to beat um, Peyton Manning when it was time to beat Peyton Manning. Time of possession. Keeping him on the sidelines. The longer the drives, the less time he has to work against you. So they only have those big plays down the field that could bail them out because they don't have enough time. Long drives capped off by touchdowns puts a lot of pressure on their offense to have to come back out and perform. Now, I've seen it so many different ways, broken down, but every Super Bowl has been cerebral. I've seen the 49ers dominate the Chiefs for 3.5 quarters and lose that game within the last 5 minutes of the game. It takes a full effort, and keeping everybody on the same mental scale is very important because it all can go left. One mistake, one temper tantrum in the Super Bowl can be a domino effect for everything to go wrong and implode. That's why Tom is watching film. He sees what I see on the film. If you look at how the Chiefs lost to the Raiders, everything stood out. They shocked them because they didn't expect the Raiders to give big plays on the Chiefs secondary. The Chiefs secondary is overrated. Let me repeat. The Chiefs secondary is overrated. And you can move the ball on them. You can take big shots down the field on them. Mike Evans can beat them going down the field. And if you do that, you're going to be successful. Now, if you run the ball, I feel you will be successful. I don't think they're very good against the run at all. But once again, they're viewed as a top 10 defense because they were getting stops when it counted. In the red zone, they were forcing field goals. instead of touchdowns. And that is why they were able to skate this season as far as they did. Their red zone defense is pretty good. They get focused for some reason when they're in the red zone. When the field is shorter, it's more difficult for them to score. I've seen that a lot. Now, I've seen some other things too on the other side of the ball. Is why I'm favoring Tampa to win. Is pressure on Patrick Mahomes. They're going to be switching guys position wise because they're going to be missing some guys, so they're going to be switching bodies around. But when you are giving up pass rush in the edge, you can't forget that Sue is in the middle and that big Samoan is in the middle as well. So people are worried about those edge rushers. The that is created by the pressure they're going to be also getting from the middle. That people seem to be forgetting also. Can't do that. It's all important. Now, Brady will be able to shred the cover one because when they're in cover one, they're trying to not give anything up cheap to Tom Brady because they're guarding the Patriot way. The Patriot way for Brady is hitting the running backs, taking the little bitty yards that the defense gives them. The cover one pretty much takes away those little yards, those small yards. They kind of stay home on the running backs, and that's where Brady wants you to believe. Unlike in Tampa, I mean in New England, here Tom Brady is going to expand the ball down the field, which will indeed open up the cover one, which he did in the first meet time they met. This is how they got back in the game so quickly because Tom Brady was able to find his fast receiver, which is Godwin, who can get behind the linebackers. If you can get behind those linebackers at a record speed, when they're honed in on the running back, you can have a big 19-yard play or 15-yard play. It depends on how far they can get and how quickly they can get behind the linebacker and get a little bit of distance so that the linebacker don't have a play to try to make an interception. The linebacker bites or leans towards the running back in any way. Godwin could have a play or Mike Evans could have a big play up the middle. Sleepers. Brait the Great. Brait the Great is a sleeper in this game. A total sleeper. Meaning that Brait is a guy that could slip out, make one big play of the game, and people will be sleep on his performances. He'll come up big on third downs if you lose track of him. The tight ends in this game probably won't be used as much, but mostly for blocking for Brady. But Gronk in the red zone is very dangerous as Brady trusts him because he knows exactly where Tom wants to put the ball, and therefore Gronk doesn't have to run as much. They want to limit Gronk having to run a bunch of yards. Now, look forward to the Scotty Miller, what we call NFL Europe, making big plays, might sneak past the defense. and surprise some people. Or, get this, Johnson, the young rookie wide receiver who made 2 key plays, who also got the key flag in the play to go to the Super Bowl on a big 3rd and 4 to go to the bowl. Tom Brady decides to throw the ball to a rookie. Threw off the entire defense as no one anticipated this rookie was going to be the one to get the ball thrown to him. As they looked at Godwin and Mike Evans, they watched Gronk. They never anticipated this young receiver as a rookie would be the guy he's gone to, who caught 2 massive passes in the playoffs for Tom Brady on drives. You go to sleep on him, you could be going to sleep, period. So you got to pay attention to this because these are key factors in the game that could be sleepers. Fournette and Rojo running game is very crucial. Now there is rain that we will get into later in this prediction breakdown video. Because now we go to the Chiefs side. The Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, do they love this team, right? Here is more concise breakdown information. The Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is going to try to take advantage and make the tight ends have to run verticals and keep up with the running backs. And they run pretty much the New England plays early on. Is Patrick Mahomes buying time for his running back to get out to go verticals when he doesn't see anything down the field, or Travis Kelce going 6-7 yards out and trying to get a linebacker to keep up with Kelce while he's running his verticals? Now, the reason that this is being done in this way is it's going to tire out White. It's going to kind of tire out Daniels. David. White and David, not Daniels. If you get White and David both running these verticals all day, they're going to get exhausted by the time the 4th quarter rears its head. Communication. Sometimes the Tampa Bay Bucs defense and the corners are not all on the same page. Then they start finger pointing. Then problems ensue. Then a touchdown is allowed. And people fall asleep on who was supposed to guard whom. Now, they'll fix it, but you don't want to be down 14-0 and say, okay, let's fix this. Can't allow that. Tyreek Hill is a guy you got to lock down for 4 quarters. 4. It's going to be hard, but 4. He needs to be locked down for 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 quarters. Now, Davis has shut down everybody else except for Tyreek Hill. Shutting him down in the Super Bowl will be ideal if he can pull this off. Now, what people also sleep on that they shouldn't is Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins lives for these type of games. He knows that he can get by a lot of these guys, and he has deceptive speed. He knows how to get himself open when he needs to and hit certain spots. He knows Tyreek Hill is going to have the attention of the back end safety. So they're going to come with a 2 safety set. The one safety is going to be on top of Tyreek Hill, and once he makes that cut, they're going to guard Kelsey. He has to get open quickly after that. So he has some time to run his progression, then bang, cut. If it's nothing open or the quarterback is not, the ball's not there, he knows how to work himself back to get the ball. That's very key. Sammy Watkins, you're going to have to monitor him because Sammy Watkins is the guy who knows how to get open. Now, I'm not concerned about the run because Tampa Bay, I mean, the Bay is pretty good at stopping the run. But if Tampa Bay gets their running backs going, then you got all kind of problems. Because there's no reason why you should be allowing the running backs to do anything against you. You have prepared for this. And you have watched film. There's no, I can't even fathom the running backs dominating this game for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, let's look at the X factor. How much rain is going to be coming down at the Super Bowl? We've seen rain affect a Super Bowl before. Cost the Chicago Bears a Super Bowl against the Indianapolis Colts. And that was a fumble fest. That was a muck up of a game. Now, when forecast of rain is going to be for Tampa, I've seen it rain in Tampa before. It can get severe. Now, the game must go on. So, how will the game be affected due to rain? It will definitely slow Tyreek Hill down, but it also could help him because the defender can't probably keep up with him with all the rain. It all depends on what happens in the game. Antonio Brown, I don't really see being a very key factor, but he can be used in decoy situations because we don't know how well his knee is. It's still a little sore, but he's going to try to give it a go. So I think he'll be in there in selected plays, but like in red zone situations, they might use him. Now, for me, I see it differently. I would probably wait before I would, put him in there, but definitely like third down possessions, I would try to keep him in on those because he's a key receiver as far as hands and catching the football. He's very good at it. So that's it, man. My final score of the game, I have it about 31-24 Patriots. 31-24 Patriots. And yeah, so definitely bet the under. Oh, I'm quite sure. I just hope they don't flag KC down the field because that's exactly what they normally do for every Kansas City cheat game. So we'll find out what happens. And, we know we're gonna let them. They're gonna let them get away with holding. So we're gonna see what happens. Don't forget to let me know what you think in the comment section or who you think's gonna win the Super Bowl. And I'm out.